welcome back everybody. So we're out here putting some canine traps in today. So just got out here for to do a quick video of the set going in. So over here you got a trail. This trail goes out around this field. Actually, yeah, it comes out around this field and comes up right here, and you can cut off to the other side of that brush and come out down along there. There's a main highway over here. Goes down into brush over here to another roadway. Over here you have a pond, and then all thicket through here and thicket up through here. So yeah, what we're gonna do is since we're on state land, I make sure I cover my rear end and everything's welded from trap down, all the J hooks. So I get this Montgomery step-in #2. It's a laminated jaw, has got a shock spring on it. We're just gonna put that down in here like that. Now I got my wax dirt here we're gonna put in yet, but gonna kind of do a walk through here. We're gonna put a little TNS trap lines, reckless abandon, and probably some ring burner, and just probably a shot of urine, and that'll be about it. The wind's blowing across here, so everything will carry down into that bottom. I'm probably gonna put another set right there. Yeah, right there, tip of that grass. Coming that way, everything coming off the edge of that field, everything coming over hits. Might do a louder part over there. I was debating on doing a louder set over here, and doing just like a P post over there. We'll see, and I'll let you know what I come up with. Okay, well, here's that finished up. Like I said, so here we actually ended up putting a Duke 550 in there. It's right there, and then I just took some of the top dirt. It's all bedded in wax dirt. I use freezer paper for my pan cover. It's very shallow bedded to save the used dirt and it don't need to be that far in the ground. We're January 18th, I believe here. Double check. Yeah, January 18th here. So anyhow, but so there's I put a poke hole there. I just got the game warden showing up here now. So give me a second here. Never mind, there he goes. So he didn't want nothing to do with me. I guess that's a good thing. So anyhow, anyway, so in that poke hole, we have TNS trap lines, reckless abandon, and splashed up on the back of that stick there, I got a fox urine, and then over here we got a punch hole with a ring burner in it. Now I put it both on sheep's wool, so that way, you know, it does eventually thaw here and everything. It'll all be good as far as we don't have to worry about you know, the stuff, the scent of everything dissipating into the dirt. The sheep wool will just hold it there. So but yeah, and I just used my snow shovel here and just kind of drug it up and down around. Kind of tried to blend everything a little bit in. It'll probably melt here in the next couple of days, who knows. But either way, the whole area is disturbed, and then they don't get shy away from one area. So we'll see how it works. Stay tuned. Alright, so coming off this field here, we got a urine post, scent post, being it's January 18th here, and it's that time of year. I just kind of drug my shovel up through, just like I did over here, and anyhow, but I transplanted that grass from over that way, but this wasn't what I wanted grass wise there, but just the way this comes off, kind of an opening there, figured it'll work out for them coming out into this wagon wheel setup. So we're gonna get out here and see how this works. Well, we're out here checking the sets we put in yesterday, and followed this the canine trail they came to do, and they looks like they checked out one of the sets and then obviously didn't connect, but coming up here they came up just this little rock out here in this field, and that was just a pea post for him. Both sides of that. You know, stuff to look for when you're out in the snow. Snow is a good tool to use when you're trying to figure out and learn. So, just a little helpful hint when you're out there and trapping in the snow. Alright, well, right quick here, it's that rock, that natural pea post, and see on this side you can see their urine. There's urine on this side too. I bedded that Montgomery number 2 step in with laminated jaws in there. Put that in there. You can see it. I rubbed some of my homemade gland lure, Red Hawks gland lure, on that rock on the side. When I made this set, I found somewhat older turds. So put them out there. It's a piece when I get up here to look at, and I got some of my own urine there. And then it's not the best, but it's supposed to be in the single digits with wind chill at -20 tonight, so and tomorrow night I believe. So the wind, it's blowing pretty good right now. It's coming out of the east, so they're going down here crossing the road, which we're gonna go over there here shortly and visit that. But yeah, just want to show you guys when you're out in the snow trapping. If you got the stuff to do it, you know, don't pass up on them opportunities. So we'll see what this holds. It's gonna be cold the next couple of days. So, alrighty, stay tuned. All right, one more for the evening. Got this big open field out here. Really, nothing stands out at all except for that. That is the biggest focal point coming off of this. You have all hardwoods kind of growing up down there. There's a road that runs the backside of that and then cuts over that way. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make it like I'm gonna make a dirt hole, but I'm gonna keep it kind of make it look like something, you know, bury its food in there, being that it's gonna be cold. I know I should be going with a pea post, or you know, like a pea post with gland, but we're gonna do this here, and I'll let you know what the set is here when I get it done and get this done before dark and get out of here. All right, so we got this Montgomery number 2 set in here. Notice how it's solid in the wax dirt. I got a hole in here, a little bit over a foot deep. Walled it out pretty good. Got some sheep wool in there and other fixings. I'll be right back. All right, so second check day. Come up here to the strap here, and it's a Tractiva. It's some kind of a GPS deal. Somebody decided they wanted to leave me. Name's kind of scribbled off. The last couple digits of a cell phone number. Don't really know what I was supposed to do with that, but sure as heck ain't going with me. So, alright, well, yeah, so far a couple other sets over here. Don't have anything. It's no big deal. It was 1 degree this morning. So it's currently in the high 20s, and I think it's supposed to be towards single digits tonight. So we'll get this set remade and go check the other one. Alright, well, got to thinking about that whole tracker deal on that trap. Makes a lot of sense. That set wasn't really disturbed, so they tacked that up to a probably a bird dog came by and rolled on that set, and that tracker got snapped off in the jaws, and that was all that happened there. So we have it with, and we'll lay it by the one of the areas here, and maybe somebody will find it. be able to take it back home. But yeah, a little bit better off knowing that that's probably exactly what happened compared to somebody messing with my set. But yeah, so we're coming up here on our last check, which we last set we made yesterday, and nothing there. Don't really see the gang checked it out. So all right, well, we'll head back to the truck, and we got some deer meat to pick up, and head home and do it all again tomorrow. All right, guys, this is our 4th day out here on the state lands. I've tried state lands for multiple years, but this section here I've never actually set right down on this area. But yeah, it's been a fun experience. So I got that tracking device over in that set, and here, I guess somebody must have stepped in on the trap. There's no cut circle of any sort, and there's circle from, you know, a dog that might have got caught and tried to get out. They decided to crumble up my pan cover and leave me 2 28 gauge shells. So we'll reset this and run for a couple more days before the snowstorm comes. See what else we can get. Alright guys, it's Friday the 23rd. We're here on state land, and we're pulling today. Not because another incident happened where somebody, I guess, I don't know if they were trying to get the fingerprints on the trap or what, took these 2 sticks and put in there, but I don't know. But anyhow, we're pulling here. We're supposed to get excuse me, I'm losing my voice. We're supposed to get possible up to 2 feet of snow between like midnight Saturday, well, pretty much beginning of Sunday till Monday. And yeah, with not catching anything in a couple days and dealing with uneducated bird hunters, I don't need to be driving out here, 15, 16 miles one way to check. So I'll stay local, wait till the snow clears, and we'll go set cables. But yeah, moon's out tonight. It's really nice. Yeah, it looks forward than what it is. I don't know if the camera will focus. Apparently not. Okay. All right. Well, yep. We're gonna get this pulled, and you'll see me on another property soon. All right, guys. So here, back at this property, here's this dugout dirt hole from about 6 inches of snow or so here, and this is a set that I caught a fox in here about 2 months ago now, and actually it was around Christmas time, and this set was froze and flooded and the whole 9 yards, and I ain't gonna get into the details of it, but it's in the previous video. Well, anyhow, we've had this snow here for about going on a month now, and it hasn't let up. It's been sub-zero and way below freezing for about a month anyhow. But getting back in here, making a push here the last week, and we're gonna reset this, and I'm gonna throw a drag back in here. I'll show you the set when I'm done. But yeah. All right, well, here's that set. I dug the old trap bed back out, took all the snow off. You could still smell the lure in there. You can smell like kind of like the quote ammonia from the urine that was still there a little bit, smell of it lingering. So what I did this time, I just took my little shovel here, and I have in mind made a little path, and I didn't really make a path this way. I'm just gonna walk, but cleared this all out, and right here is a Duke 550, and then my original dirt hole I just opened back up. It was still actually open. I just opened it up a little bit more best I can. Now it's on an angle, about 45, so they gotta come around to the front, and that's all frozen bank. So I used that to my advantage, and I dug it out more. I just used a little bit of haylage and some longer hay, kind of. The trap's not a solid bed, but it's a it's a step down in, as you can see there in the camera. So they'll come up to it. Now this is all frozen. The granite, this will thaw over. The next 4 or 5 days, it's supposed to be 60. So try to get as much snow as possible from around here. Get it out of the way. Hopefully it helps. And then we just piled up hay behind there. I threw some Leakways Simply Meat that I have left in there. First I put in sheep wool, like I try to do when it's going to be wet or melting condition, or it might flood out. That way it has something to hold instead of just going away. So I have sheep wool in there and a healthy portion of Leakway Simply Meat, and then dribbled it kind of up around the base, the top rim of the dirt hole. I have some of my homemade gland lure, Red Fox gland lure, and then I put in there. I had a little bit left of Russ Carmen's canine call. I'll just put that in there. Actually, I put the whole little 1 ounce jar in there. And then I very usefully used some Red Fox urine there. Make it, they already smelled good, but that way it sticks out to them here. So now I just got my drag chain and drag wrapped around that tree back there. So we'll get down this way, and I'll show you my other set here, and we'll keep chugging along and try to get to another property yet today. Well, we're down here, I believe it's the last video. This is where I caught a possum. Now this was all mud, or not mud, but this is no snow. Jeez, get my words right here. And that's a root ball back in there. Anyhow, had a dirt hole there, and I had some like smoked herring and stuff in there. I believe I fancied it up with something else at some point. I think I actually just ended up putting some of my homemade coon bait down in there, and I had a 1.5 there. Since that seems some activity, I'm gonna dig that out, and I'm gonna put a drag around that tree right there. And then I'm gonna put, because this is just a sandbar, right out here is the creek. The creek is now frozen, and I just came up through, which by the middle of the week I probably won't be able to walk down that creek. So anyhow, I'm gonna put like I said, a Victor number 2 jump here, and I hope that's what I said first. Anyhow, put it there, and I have a touch of wax dirt I'll probably put there. The jump trap hopefully won't freeze to the ground. Well, the jaws and everything are off the ground, just be the frame on the ground. So if it does have a chance of freezing at all, it'll be better off being out here. And then back here is my chewed up log from 2 or 3 raccoons I caught there. I'd had a cable wrap there, but I had a dog proof here with I think it started out with Tim Bittner's crayfish, or no, it's Mason Bittner's crayfish oil, and I run out of that, and I end up using other crayfish oil that I had, and with my fish pellets. Now I knew they were still there when I left, when I pulled, but the creek's about right here. So yeah, they got hungry over the past month or so here. So looks like all deer down there. It was too frozen for anything small to go through. So all right, we'll get these made and get on. All right, well, there's that dirt hole I dug back out there. It's actually pretty deep, and that dirt was, I guess, being underneath that tree, it kept pretty well insulated apparently. Anyhow, that dug out pretty well, pretty soft. It's probably about a foot plus back in there. And then I got a Leakway Simply Meat bait in there on top of sheep wool, and a little bit of a TNS Traplines ring burner, and just a touch of fox urine. And then right about there is that Victor number 2 jump trap. Anyhow, but yeah, sprinkled a little bit of snow over top of the wax dirt. There's some leaves over top just to keep dirt from going underneath the pan or anything, which I didn't bring anything with, and I ran out of hay. So that was kind of the deal. I wanted to use up the wax dirt I had. And we'll see how that works. Kind of shoveled out a little path for them to get to the creek here. Like I said, this is all gonna melt anyways. I'm just doing some stuff. And then came back over here where they dug a little bit, and figured see if we can pick anything that walks along this creek while it's still frozen, and comes over to check this out, and if it's a coon, a skunk, or whatever, and sprayed some crayfish oil up and down and around, and sprayed some over in the undercut there. I was gonna put it over there, but it's just straight cut there, so let's just try our luck out here. So that's a hole punched in the ground with my driver, so that's just actually sitting in there, not any chance of it freezing in the next night or so. That's going to be below freezing. So anyhow, have to tuck your ear off, but or no, you get this crunching snow. So I'm gonna walk down this creek and get back over to the bank, and I'll show you the set that I made on the way in, and go from there. All right, we're almost back here. So this here circle is the last fox I caught in cable restraint here. Actually, the only one I caught in cable restraint this year. That was right here, right up here at this tree where this path curls up and goes around. Get up here, I'll show you. Down here, before I forget, I have a cable down there. I just took my little shovel, kind of shoveled that out a little bit, get them to go down in, get the cable right way off the ground. But anyhow, so come down in here, took my shovel, and I just caught my eye. This wasn't dug out at all. I noticed these two grass tufts here, or I guess you call it tall grass, but anyhow, and it goes around this little tree. So what I did is I took my shovel and I just dug out a nice little path, and I have a oh heck, it's a Montgomery number 2 stepping laminated jaw that I was using on the state land here in the beginning of the video. Anyhow, I got that in there. I put a punch hole here and a punch hole here. Over here I have a sheep wool, and here I have sheep wool. I have TNS trap lines, reckless abandon over here with a shot of my fox urine, and over here I have a bit of my homemade landlord over here, and then right out here on the main path I just dribbled some urine right there on that grass. So hoping that, you know, they come down the trail or whatever, check it out. And I just left hay the whole way up along. Actually comes up around, should have had more to bring it up around through, but I figured it kind of give them an area to want to be curious, and they come through, and get them to stop right there and step in my trap. So now that is on a drag also, and the chain is down yonder. You can kind of see it, number 3 trap chain, and it just wraps around that tree right there. So that's about what I got for now. Gonna try to put maybe a couple more out here, and just see what we got going on. I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, if it's gonna be fair enough to go spring beaver trapping or not. So that's why we're out here now, just using the week we have of regular season, and trying to catch some more fur for the shed. So alrighty, we'll see what the next day holds. Welcome back, everybody. Be the last little bit of video here for the regular season, for 25 and 26 season here. It's a pool day. We're just come down here to the last drag and taking it off the tree and back to the truck to head down to one more property. It's been a heck of a season, to say the least. Had some crazy weather come up here in beginning of January, and it shut us down as far as being able to access properties for a couple weeks, and we tried to catch something here the last week or so of the season. Everything is just shut down. So hopefully the ice is lifting off some of the bodies of water where we can access for beaver this year, and hopefully we'll run into some spring beaver. But they're calling for 4 to 8 inches of snow here on pool day here. So right now it's rain, and they're gonna be snow here by this afternoon. Apparently, we'll see. But yeah, thank everybody that tuned in this season, and if you're here for the first check, you're here for the last check. And this video was a little longer, but a little longer with not so much catch action. But yeah, that's part of trapping. That's part of how it is, and we're just grateful every day to be out here and walking through nature and seeing things you wouldn't see sitting on the couch. So hopefully we'll have some luck here on this last property coming up. If we do, you'll see it. If not, hopefully we'll have some beaver action, and we'll see you then, and see you for convention season and some fur shed videos. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.